And welcome back to Deadland Friends episode, what are we up to now? 21. Whew. When we last left off, the posse got into a bit of a tussle on the train when some bounty hunting ne'er-do-wells boarded.
Bounty hunting? They were kidnappers.
Well, they're both.
Out here in the West, there's a very blurry line between a man seeking justice or I've completely lost the thread of this. It doesn't sound wise or insightful at all.
You've lost your thought of trains.
There's a very thin line between a man seeking justice and justice seeking a man. I'm so goddamn lonely.
There are horny justices in your area.
So,
Oh, jeez.
so you guys were getting pretty damn close to getting overwhelmed during that fight, but you were saved by two individuals that joined in the gunfire late.
But I believe we only saw one of them when he got on the train to check on us.
Yes.
Because for some reason, all of us are sitting there like, no, we can do this on our own. Fuck other people.
I mean, the first half of that fight was a whole lot of, hell yeah, I'm sewing, this is great. It was only when I realized that, wait a minute, wind damage is actually super critical. We got to the reaping part of that. Did it become a problem?
And it wasn't until after the episode had been recorded that we sat there and we're like, hold on, you can spend chips to regain wind.
Yeah, that's a critical thing to bring up. We can actually spend chips to cure wind.
Yeah, it turns out bounty chips actually do a lot.
Yeah, bounty chips are our most valuable well, not fate chips, are our most powerful resource, funnily enough.
And
Called
not
fate.
using them is actively hindering you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey,
not
what-
having them is actively hindering us.
We've been using them pretty aggressively.
Yeah.
I have 3 left, and that's just because we draw 3. Okay, don't.
I burnt a lot in that fight, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
I burnt all of them in that fight.
Yeah, so did I.
I've drawn 3 white chips as well, so I'm like, oh.
So we're like super keen
I need
for
Yol
this,
to
'cause you
draw
got
black
nothing.
jokers.
Yeah, we reset the deck.
Yeah. So, the posse is in the shot out train car. There's broken glass and splintered wood everywhere. Graves is looking pretty rough at the moment.
Yeah, Chenoa's like run over to Graves and she's like tending to him. She's like pulled out her med kit and she's gonna spend like 5 minutes patching him up.
Yeah, well, before you get a chance to do that,
Roll spirit.
I've got to do my bigger roll.
exactly. Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. You have to do your rolls.
I aced on mine, so I'm good.
So I've got a -2. I got 2 explodes though. So in theory,
In
I
theory,
can
you're
pass
good,
this.
It's not even in theory.
One of them was a 1. If the other one was a 1, I would have been stuffed. But no,
No,
I
because
passed.
even -2 still gets you to your 5.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're good, you're good.
I'm good.
Excellent. So the train car that you're on is boarded by it's a man in a set of overalls and a red shirt, and he's got a double-barreled shotgun. He's an older guy. He's got a pretty weathered and wrinkled face and a white beard, and he says, "You folks all right in here?"
Chenoa's like hunched over Graves. Graves is like pulled, I believe you said last time, he's like pulled himself up onto the one of the chairs, started lighting a cigarette, and she's just like pulled out a medical kit next to him, and she's just looking at this guy like,
Yeah, Graves is wheezing to himself, and he just hucks up a ball of like black stuff, spits it on the ground, and he's like, "Yeah, we're all right."
I'm gonna quickly make that medicine roll. I believe I just need to hit a 3 to cure wind.
Yes.
Done. I got a 5.
The train is also boarded by a younger-looking guy. Looks maybe he's late 20s. He's wearing like a tan overcoat, and he's got like round glasses and a very bookish appearance.
He sounds cute. Sorry.
And he's holding out a pretty well, Graves will be able to identify it just by looking at a pretty beat up Navy pistol.
Huh?
Looks pretty old, beat up.
It's probably his peepaws.
Interestingly enough, he has that in his right hand, but in his left hand he's holding like what looks like his luggage. And he boards a train as well, and he kind of meets everyone's eye contact, and is like, "Oh, what a mess."
It's just like, oh gosh, it is so bad. What, how many guys did you kill on the train? Was it 1 or 2?
I killed one guy on the train, but either side of the train there's like
Bodies and bodies.
You killed 2 of the train.
2 on the train.
Yeah, because one of them boarded near the end and got blown away.
Did he get blown away or did I just slash him and then he ran?
Oh, actually, yes, I think.
I
you're
think
right.
I just slashed him.
So there's
Yeah,
blood
and he ran away.
at the other entrance. But there is a guy who's was like brained. No, you shot him in the heart. Didn't you?
Yeah, I shot him in the heart.
Oh,
At
and
like
his
point
chest
blank.
opened up over like children and
Yeah,
screaming
it was pretty
women.
horrific. A few more bystanders are gonna like crowd on and like inspect the damage. So the man with the shotgun comes up, and he's like, "What the hell do those people? What caused all this ruckus?"
Joe's like, she just like finishes patching up Graves, and you're feeling so like 5
Yeah.
minutes, you're feeling great, and she just like stands up, wipes her hands off a little bit because she's probably got a little bit of blood, like your blood on her. She's probably got a little bit of this like other guy's blood on her, and she just like holds out a hand to shake this guy's hand, and she's like, "Thank you so much for your help, sir."
That's quite alright, but you didn't answer my question.
These people were interfering with a federal investigation.
Well, this probably counts as interference.
They were trying to take my witness.
Oh, okay.
Graves is probably he's got his wind back, but he probably looks like shit still. Because having all that magic dumped on him is probably just like, he's just like he probably still feels like shit. So that's why he's sitting. He doesn't stand up, and he's just taking slow drags.
Yeah, your leg is. I haven't healed up your leg or anything yet.
Yeah, he's still got all the wounds and stuff, so he's just sitting
now.
Can I get search rolls from everybody?
there. The dude with the shotgun's like, is there some sort of bounty? I can
Actually,
collect?"
scrutinize. Scrutinize is actually probably better.
I'll take that. That's
I'm
better.
bad
for
at
me.
scrutinize though.
I'm even better at scrutinize. The duality of man.
Ooh, I get an explode though. Okay, I get a 15. So 15 minus 4 because I'm not proficient in scrutinize is 11.
That's pretty good.
I
I got a 13.
I got a 1. 5 with the -4.
Dope.
Hell yeah.
Wilhelm's just sitting there shaking slightly like a scared dog.
So you guys who succeeded, the guy who was using the navy pistol and has the overcoat, he's taken a big long gander at Wilhelm, and he sets his bag down onto one of the chairs, and he starts rifling through it.
Okay.
Chanel goes, like, because Chanel's noticed this. So she, like, I want to say subtly, but it's like, you can't really be subtle. But she walks back over to Wilhelm, and she's kind of like, again, positioning herself kind of a little bit between, like, kind of next to you, kind of between you and the other people. And she's just like, everything alright, sir?
No, one moment. He rifles through and he pulls out some kind of. You're not exactly sure what it is. It looks like some kind of tool. Could I get it'll be like a medicine roll from people?
Medicine general.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
is he gonna check the size of your skull?
He's going to. It's like a grabber, but it's going to reach out, pluck one of my eyes out, and he's going to be like, for the trophies.
This guy's gonna be
Well,
a mad
hey.
scientist, I bet you.
Medicine general is what I have.
Oh my god.
Explode. I got, okay, on D8s, 3D8, I got 2 7s and an 8.
Ooh. That's
Okay,
pretty good.
so 10.
What did
Oh.
Graves get?
What was it rolling?
Medicine.
Oh, medicine.
It's okay, you can't do worse than what Wilhelm's doing.
I rolled a 1 on a D8. No penalties.
No, that's a botch.
Oh, I botched.
Wilhelm's just like, wow, that looks so cool, and just impales himself on it.
I got an explode. I got a 6.
So
And you're -2 for wound.
Sorry, I got 4.
okay, so you're kind of out of it. You're not really noticing the Graves. You have no idea what this guy's got in his hand. Some kind of metal tool or instrument. Genoa, you recognize this thing as it's kind of a somewhat popular. It's pseudoscience. It's a phrenology, some kind of instrument to do with phrenology. You're not exactly sure because it's pretty Western, quote unquote, medicine.
What the fuck is phrenology?
It's an outdated and pseudoscience, basically, that you could measure people's intelligence and other characteristics from their skull shape.
Okay, so they're literally wanting to
Is-
measure your head.
Yeah.
And
Is,
he does start approaching Wilhelm, and he is like making eye contact.
is it any, like, is it just like a measuring thing? Does it, like, poke him? Like, is there anything dangerous about it?
Do you know what a pair of calipers is?
It's that like it's a thing and it measures, right?
Yeah, that's literally it. I mean, it's I guess
It looks kind of like a pincher, like a
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
they like and you like slide it to do like a
Yeah.
skull.
So this guy's walking up to Wilhelm holding an unknown instrument, making eye contact the whole time.
Yeah.
Cool. Wilhelm's slowly just gonna like step around Shinoa,
No.
and he's going to like hold his hand, and he's just ready. Like what he thinks is about to happen.
Oh,
is
great.
Wilhelm does
complete
this.
fucking chaos.
No, Wilhelm does this, and he goes to like step in front of Shinoa and hold up his hand slightly, and she just slides her hand into his, and she's like, "Don't worry, sir. We already know how smart he is."
Oh, my apologies. I should ask. May I take a few measurements, sir? It's not often I get to run into a Whateley.
Wilhelm blinks a few times, and he's gonna be like, "Measurements of what, sir?"
Your skull. It's completely harmless.
boy. Who the hell are you?
Oh, sorry. I dive right into measuring people's skulls and not even do them the pleasure of my name. I'm Leopold Irving.
German.
Well, I'm as American as you, sir, but my family does hail from Germany, yes.
Shinoa, who's like, she's like slid her hand into Wilhelm's hand to like hold him back from casting magic, and she just looks at you and she's like, it's safe, but you're allowed to say no if you don't want to do it.
Wilhelm's gears are turning now that he's like calming down, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not about to die again." He's going to be like, "All right, if I'll let you take some measurements."
Oh, excellent, thank you.
No, if I'll let you take some measurements, I want you to do something for me. I want you to share with me some information that you have.
That I have?
If
What?
you have it.
Okay. The older guy is looking at this exchange and he's like, excuse me, there's just been a shootout. Get out of here.
Yeah, Graves is just like silently watching all of it because he looks like kind of out of it. Honestly, he's probably just like he's resting after running a marathon or whatever.
At this point, train conductor has climbed aboard the carriage and he immediately just puts his hands on his head and is like, oh no. Oh, this is bad for business.
Sorry, boy, for shooting up your carriage.
Look at the mess. There's just blood pooled everywhere in the middle of the carriage.
Yeah, Graves is like he's gonna reach into his jacket pocket. He's gonna pull out his marshal's badge. And he's just gonna be like, these people are impeding a federal investigation and attempting to take my witness out of my custody.
All right, well, I'm gonna have to take your details because we're gonna have to claim this on an insurance.
Yeah, that's all right. Tell you what, can we? We'll do all the paperwork when we get to the next town, huh?
No, in fact, I must insist that we take it now. Would you please accompany me to another carriage, away from this?
All right. And he'll stand himself up.
A few other staff members are bored in, and they seem to be in a similar state, hands on head.
There is so much blood.
It's a scene. Before the conductor leaves, though, I'm gonna have to ask everyone to vacate this carriage. There's a lot of glass. It's very dangerous. Let everyone off the carriage, please.
Hey, Wilhelm, can you please get my stuff?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
You guys are taken off, and there seems to be the crowd that was on your carriage, and the carriages ahead of you. They're all kind of standing on the sides of the trains, and a few staff members aboard the train are going to start trying to clean up that carriage. But they are directing people that carriage isn't really safe now, so for the rest of the journey, everyone's going to have to be dispersed amongst the other carriages.
Graves. Are we walking? Did this guy want to go? He wanted to go to another carriage, right?
Yeah.
Probably leaving bloody footprints
Yeah.
all along the inside of his carriage.
So the train is going to be stopped for about an hour. The older guy got off the carriage. If you guys got off the carriage as well, the bookish man who wants to measure your skull will follow Wilhelm.
Shinoa's eyes on him as well. She's just in fact, as we're getting off the carriage and Wilhelm's carrying his bags and Graves' bags and Shinoa's got her bag, and she's gonna be walking next to this guy with the glasses, and she's gonna be like, sorry sir, I consider myself to know a little bit about medicine, but I'm not sure I know much about the type of medicine you're trying to implement.
Oh, that's quite alright. It's safe. It's harmless.
That I know.
I'm not actually providing any treatment. I'm just taking a few measurements.
What is it you're hoping to find?
Well, it's Whateley's something of a oddity, and I just want to have a look. Not every day you run into a Whateley. I can tell by his eyes. I can also tell by this, and he pulls up the same bit of paper that the bounty hunters had, which is calling for Whateley's.
Chinoa tenses a little bit.
There's no like picture or anything, but there is a description of features like glowing green eyes, and it
Pale
is kind
skin,
of
dark
it
hair.
is kind of vague.
So Wilhelm, because we're alone, Wilhelm's going to, and he's generally either being followed or held onto, he's going to lead.
Oh, she's let go of you so that you can carry the bags.
Okay, cool. Fair enough. Yeah, but Wilhelm's going to walk off to a spot, put the bags down, turn and get like a proper stock of this guy now that Wilhelm's like, okay, I'm breathing in, breathing out. Okay.
Put on your knuckle dusters and sock this guy in the jaw.
What do you know about Whateley's?
Yeah, Chinoa's still talking to this guy. She's just gonna be like, and what is your specific interest in Whateley's?
I study things.
What sort of thing?
Things that people don't speak of in polite company, and things that go bump in the night. That sort of thing.
Chinoa can't play dumb here.
Wilhelm has already done his best, not because he was anticipating this, but he's done his best to lead us to a private area, just like far enough away that we're not in immediate earshot of other people.
Probably
Because
good.
Wilhelm was going to ask what he knows to be sensitive questions, but he didn't know this was going to happen.
Yeah, no, because Chinoa's straight up just gonna be like, you mean like Whateley magic?
Ah, yeah. I see you're initiated.
You could say that. I'm very knowledgeable about things that, how do you put it, go bump in the night.
Yes, well, Whateley's a bit hard to come by these days, and he pulls out that bit of paper again. As you can see here, Mr. Declan Poole in Denver is paying people for Whateley's.
Do you have a copy of that?
I mean, you can have this. I have no intention of kidnapping your friend here.
Well, I mean, you saw what happens when you try.
Yeah, well, I'm not hurting for funds to be desperate enough to resort to kidnapping. I also don't want to get shot. It's strictly academical, my interest in Whateley's.
Alright.
You understand how dangerous this interest of yours could be, right?
Oh, I'm well aware of the Whateley's reputation.
I mean, it goes a bit further than reputation.
I'm well aware of... I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
Oh, I'm Miss Chinoa Whitaker. And she'll hold out her hand to shake it.
Pleasure.
Anyway, so Chinoa's taking this piece of paper off the guy. And she's, like, looking at it. And she's, like, she goes from, like, looking at the paper, and then she, like, her eyes just, like, glance up at Wilhelm. And she just, like, folds it and puts it away.
Wilhelm's been mostly keeping his eyes on this guy. His eyes do flick to Chinoa, but probably not at the same time she looks up. And he's going to be like, alright, now here are my questions.
Shoot.
What do you know about Whateley's?
That they're a family of questionable stock, and he kind of... There's a little bit of a smirk.
Wilhelm squints at him, but he holds his tongue.
Chinoa's just like, what do you mean?
I mean, their family tree is a little bit muddled, if you catch my meaning.
Blinks owlishly.
I don't know how Wilhelm reacts to this, but Chinoa's just like what?
Like brothers and sisters.
Stop asking questions, Chinoa.
Brothers, sisters, cousins.
Stop.
Okay. I'm not trying to cause offense. For what it's worth, based on... You look pretty well put together.
Chinoa's just going back and forth between this guy and Wilhelm. She has no clue what's going on.
Wilhelm's going to very carefully choose his next words, and Wilhelm's going to be like, you know why there's so much interest in Whateley's? Why people would be driven to pay for kidnappings?
I have it a guess that maybe it's to do with the Whateley blood. Said that they're very powerful in the ways of the occult and the arcane. And he kind of leans in close and he says, huckstering?
can't imagine why a rumor like that would be going round.
Well, Taylor's try to be subtle, but it's my job to bring these things into the light.
And what is your job then? Like, why are you bringing it into light for who?
Well, I'm writing a book.
Why?
People need to know about what's going on out west.
I think it's a lot safer if they don't.
That's ignorant.
It's a lot harder for people to be hurt by things they don't need to know. And what the Whateleys are up to is something that hopefully people don't need to know.
I'm writing a book that gives descriptions of, like, you seem pretty well aware that humans aren't the only thing running about in the West causing trouble. There's, for lack of a better term, monsters out there.
It's not just the West.
Well, it's mostly in the West.
Alright, so how did you come across this offer from Mr. Poole?
I came across it about half an hour ago when I picked it up off one of the corpses of your would-be assailants.
Okay. Wilhelm looks like he's thinking very hard and fast about things.
Chanoa's just... Where did Graves get taken to?
Graves got taken to the front carriage, to a little staff area. He's currently basically giving it a statement to them. He can be as... We won't go through it, but he can be as vague and as he likes, because he's an agent. So, but it's... And he's under no real obligation to give a statement. You're essentially just doing this guy a favour, so he doesn't get grilled by his boss.
Yeah. Graves isn't going to be super specific. He's just like, these people tried to take a man out of my custody. When I told them that they wouldn't, one of them struck me, I shot him, and then their friend shot at me, so I shot them back.
Yeah.
But it's probably a little bit better worded than that,
Yeah.
After
A little
assaulting
bit
a
more
federal
official.
marshal, I'm crying, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And that he's basically like, all right, cool, done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Goodbye.
I'm just trying to gauge, like, how long before we might see Graves looking around for us. Because Chanoa's trying real hard not to say anything, but she's like, oh yeah, Graves is going to want to kill this man.
No.
Graves will be back in about 40 minutes. The carriage is still getting cleaned out at this point. So there's an announcement from the staff that women and children won't be allowed in that carriage, but in order to make room for everyone, men will be allowed to stay in that carriage. And that's more of a safety thing.
Chanoa's going to look at Wilhelm, and she's kind of like trying to assess Wilhelm, because by the sounds of it, his entire demeanor has changed since he was just like, stop talking about my... Like, he literally was like, what do you know about my family? Stop talking about my family.
Yeah, it was... Yeah, it was basically that.
Yeah. What can Chanoa get from you? Do you want me to roll for it, or is it obvious? Like...
Yeah, no, you'd probably have to roll for it. He's got a really good poker face.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see if you go bust, because this is going to be fun.
Am I allowed to roll bluff against this?
I mean, you're trying to, like, keep your cards close to your chest, so
Yeah.
I think that would be a bluff.
Yeah.
Alright.
My 1d12 aced. It's exploded. Let's freaking go.
Oh my god.
2 aces against your bluff. Let's go. Okay.
24 plus
8, I think it was.
Yeah.
32.
Can you beat a 32? 32 minus 4.
I go bust.
Okay. 32 minus 4.
So-
and you go bust.
I do.
So it's written all over your face what you're feeling.
Wilhelm, I have an excellent poker face with Taylor.
Yeah, so Chanoa's just really, like, emotionally connected to Wilhelm at the moment, okay?
Yeah, well,
she's
yeah.
just like, she looks at you and she's just got so much empathy. What are you feeling? What's going on?
Confusion. Wilhelm has obviously picked up on some deplorable suggestions about his family that he's not terribly happy with. He's relieved that this guy wasn't immediately hired, but also frustrated because that's another immediate dead end on that particular thing. And all the people who knew anything have run away. So there's a lot of disgust and frustration on his face. He is clearly thinking very hard and fast about stuff, and he is Yeah, that would be that's pretty much everything going on inside his
He's just
Whateley.
not having a good time.
He's having a pretty bad time.
Yeah, so Chenoa's just gonna, like... She wants to comfort you, so she's gonna, like, touch your arm again. She's getting really into that, like, I'm gonna physically touch you to let you know that I'm here for you thing.
Yep.
So she puts her hand on his arm, and she just looks to the other guy, and she's like, I'm sorry, Mr. Irvin, it's been really hectic. Do you mind if we take a few moments? I mean, we were just in a bit of a gunfight. I'd like to check Wilhelm first to make sure he's doing all right, and maybe we can come back to this.
But by all means, I could assist you.
I'm perfectly capable, thank you.
That's all right. And he will back off, but you notice he's deliberately staying within eyesight of you guys, unless you guys are going to walk somewhere outside.
No, just far enough to have some audible privacy.
Yep. He's not exactly watching you, but you can tell he is.
Keeping a
He's-
tab.
He's making sure you don't disappear into the tree line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once he's backed off a little bit and we've got a little bit of privacy, Chenoa's like, are you alright, Wilhelm?
Yeah, Wilhelm's gonna find a spot, just sit down and rub his temple and sigh, and he's gonna be like, I'm alright, I'm sorry.
She is going to get out her med kit. Are you injured at all?
No, I'm quite alright, thank you, darling.
And, like, your wind would have all come back probably by now and everything, yeah.
Yeah.
So she's just going to kneel down next to you and she's just going to pretend like she's, like, checking on you because this guy is still around. You don't have to, you don't owe him anything if he's making you this uncomfortable.
I made a deal, darling. Your honor deals. Besides, if he's just taking measurements, it ain't nothing on me to give him.
I don't think Graves is going to like that he's writing a book.
Well, Graves can handle himself, darling. We know that.
I know, I'm more worried about what's going to happen to this poor fella.
Speaking of Graves, he will return at this point as well.
Yeah, so Wilhelm's just, like, sitting, leaning up against a tree. Genoa's got, like, random shit out all over the place, like, pretending to patch him up. And you're just walking up, I guess.
Yeah, Graves is walking along slowly. What happened to all the bodies of all these guys?
They're getting taken back into the stable car. You notice that the older gentleman who had the shotgun, he's assisting the staff.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Graves just walks on over to you guys.
Graves, can you assist me down here for a moment?
No, I'm alright.
No. And she's going to put her hand on your shoulder before you can get up. And she's going to keep you down. And she's like, Graves, and, like, she's going to gesture for you to come squat down.
Yeah, I guess Graves will come on over and he'll squat down a little bit.
When he squats down, your legs are in agony.
Yeah, that's a good point because his legs are wounded, so he's probably not gonna. He's like, I don't really want to bend over at the moment. If I bend over, I ain't getting back.
Okay, you got, like, splintered through the wall of the train and it splintered and, like, how shredded are his pants? How bad are they?
They're pretty torn up.
How obvious? Like, it's probably pretty obvious.
He's gonna need to be probably replaced.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a new pair of pants.
Yeah. Chenoa's gonna be like, actually, this works really well. And she's gonna just, like, swivel a little bit and start, like, bandaging up your leg. She's not doing a medicine check or anything. She's just covering it with a bandage.
Yep.
And I've got 3 appeasement points, so she's just gonna heal that level 2 wound for you.
Oh, thank you. That is good.
She's covering it up so people can't see that it's healed.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Chenoa fixes up your leg. It costs all 3 of her appeasement points that she had, so she's got nothing again. And you'll be able to sit.
He'll bend over. Oh, he's still one of his legs. is still
Oh, actually, while this bandaging is going on, Wilhelm's gonna stand up, stretch, turn away from the crowd, and, like, lean into you and be like, "We got a man writing a book on some supernatural stuff."
I'm sorry, what?
One of the gentlemen who helped us in the gunfight, he approached to take some measurements of my head, and he is researching supernatural stuff. He knows what a huckster is. He knows what Whateleys are. He knows things.
God damn it. Some people don't know when to quit.
Yeah, Chenoa finishes tying off the bandage and then she stands up to join the conversation.
Alright, okay. And Graves is just like, he like rolls his shoulders, he like cracks his knuckles, and he's like, alright, Let's go see what he wants then.
He wants to ask Wilhelm things about being a Whateley, take measurements, and write a book about it.
No, sorry. What he wants to not write that book. And he's gonna walk on over. And I shoot him. No, I don't even need to walk on over. I can do it from here.
Yeah.
As long as I can see you, you're within shooting distance.
Apparently, we found that out during the siren fight.
I'm a good shot. I'm a very, very good shot.
You approach this guy, and he was like sitting down, but he quickly like gets up to his feet. At this point as well, people are starting to reboard the train, and it's going to set off soon.
All right. Yeah, Graves is just gonna like hold out his hand and be like, "My name is Victor Graves. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir."
Leopold Irving. He holds out a hand.
Yeah, and Graves will shake his hand, and then he'll be like, "I hear you're writing a book,
Yes I am.
and you think you're gonna be writing a book on the supernatural, all sorts of other things."
I'm sorry, Mr. Graves, but what business is the contents of my book to you?
It concerns the safety and security of these fine people.
Oh, I 100% agree, sir.
Okay.
That's why I'm writing my book, to keep people safe.
I think you would be doing more harm than good.
Oh, I disagree. That
Son, it is not up for debate. I'm gonna ask you politely not to do that. And then Graves is gonna pull out the badge and he's gonna show it. He's gonna say, "I believe it is in your best interest. You research it as much as you want, but don't you dare take that to a publishing house, boy.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not committing a crime, sir.
I think that you'll find that you are.
What law am I violating?
The only law that matters."
I want Graves to just like rattle off a bunch of numbers that relate
Graves-
back to the agency.
Graves is actually he's gonna like reach into his thing. He's gonna pull out his notebook. He's gonna flip to one of the pages, and he's not gonna read out where the law is from, but he's gonna be like paragraph 4, subsection B. You know.
Cool. As soon as you pull out your notepad and start listing off, he rips into his bag and pulls out his own notepad, and he starts writing down.
God damn it! You give me that. No, Graves finished. He finished. He goes, paragraph 4, subsection B. Line 6. Individuals are not allowed to publish anything that blah 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 blah.
He's writing all of this down.
Yeah, and he's fine. He's fine. And he's like, as soon as he's like finishes reading it off, and he's like, "All right, I see you've written that down. Good.
I will be checking it.
That's good. Because you'll find that under the same set of laws writ for the Civil War, which means it comes with the punishment of treason, boy.
Well, we're not.
I'm afraid to tell you that those laws are still very much in effect. And as an arbiter of one of those laws, I'm going to have to ask you not to publish that.
I will be checking with my lawyer.
I'm afraid that your lawyer will not be able to help you.
I would hear that from my lawyer, not you, sir.
There is some people that I can point you towards if you so incline to continue down this sort of investigatory route.
Oh, yeah. He's demeanor before he was getting pretty short and standoffish, and he immediately lights up. He's like, "Oh, yes, sir, please," and he flips to a fresh page on his notepad.
It's called Mr. Dirtnap, and I hit him in the face. No. Graves is going to be like, "You may not agree with me or whether or not you'd be allowed to publish these things, but I think there's some people that might be able to give you a new perspective on it, and then maybe you might change your mind. When we get into town next, I'll introduce you to some of my colleagues. How about that?"
This is a wonderful idea.
Good.
So you're okay with me accompanying?
Of course.
Well, that saves me from asking, because I was very interested to say.
Introduce him. I'm like, "Here you go, boys." And he's like, "Oh my god, I'm really excited." The door closes, as we're leaving the cop house, they close the door and they close the blinds.
Walking into the bloody agency black side.
Yeah, basically.
Just get on this wagon and it's going to take you all the way out to Arizona. And he's going to take you to this place called Area 51.
I'm going to take you to a nice farm upstate.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to be directed to board the train.
Chinoa's gonna quickly ask this guy though, and she's gonna be like, "Look, between you and me, I know, and I think you know that what you're researching isn't really safe.
Yeah, of course not.
Is there anything that we can do to convince you to not publish it?"
No.
Because, like, hear me out. I understand that, and you think you're doing it for everyone's safety, but you know researching it isn't safe, so you have to understand that knowing it isn't safe either.
Knowing is half the battle.
And what about people who are bad at fighting it?
My book will be comprehensive, and it will teach people how to avoid these things.
Actually, do you have like a first draft or something?
Well, no, I'm out doing field work. I'm taking notes.
Do you have any notes?
Yes.
Can I have a look at those notes?
He looks very reluctant. Can you roll me a? You need to persuade this man.
I'm not pushing that hard. It's probably all right. It's fine. Well, once we drop him off at the agency black site, in about 6 months, we'll all get copies of his. He'll be like, oh, the new agency field guide, and as published by Redacted.
Yeah.
And he'll just never have been seen again. They'll just take all of his work and just black bag him.
So it's a contested roll. So you're rolling persuade him to his scrutinize.
Hell yeah.
He's,
Oh, I exploded.
He's pretty good at scrutinize. Oh, he's really good at scrutinize.
Hell yeah. Well, we'll see if he beats my number 8. I have a 1 in persuasion.
Burn a white chip. Cool. You actually beat him.
I beat him.
I was rolling. You got an 8?
Yeah.
I was rolling 4d12, and the highest I got was a 6.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I roll 1d6.
I'm gonna ruin the mood again.
Yeah.
Does that 8 include your negatives?
Yeah, it does. It's only a -1 now.
Yeah.
Because
Okay,
he healed
good,
me.
good, good.
So yeah, he looks very reluctant, but he does open up his bag, and he has a bunch of different notepads. They're kind of organized in a way that, like, this has his notes on magic, includes notes on shamanistic magic as well.
Chinoa, once hearing that, is like, oh, we need to kill this man.
This has notes on. Another one has notes on specific types of monsters.
Oh, that's the one that Graves will have to flip
And
through.
then, yeah, there's another one more about current events.
Oh, actually, I'll read the current events one. Because I'm curious to see if he knows what the Civil War is about. If he knows what happened during the Civil War.
Are you specifically referring to the Reckoning?
To the fact that at the end of this... Yeah.
The Reckoning.
Yeah.
You flip through, you are going to have to do it, like, you are going to be ushered onto the train, so
Yeah.
you're going to have to board.
Why don't you come and sit with us?
So you start flipping through, it doesn't appear that he's aware of the Reckoning. He just has a rough time frame of when all this stuff started happening, which is pretty accurate. You flipping through a few of the current events notes, there's some events that you recognize as, like, closed cases. This event happened here, like, this was
like a disappearance of a family in Arkansas or something.
And there's a lot of events there that end with, like, we don't know what happened to this person. That you don't know the details, but you know that the agency knows what happened to this person.
This is a case we closed and it's fine.
Yeah.
Or it's like the family died because one of them got possessed by a Manitou or whatever. We killed the guy, buried the family, burnt the house.
So there's a lot of stuff which is incomplete.
So
Graves is actually gonna, if it's like a couple of like really small cases like that, Graves is gonna pick one and be like, this is what happened. He's gonna be like, yeah, the blah 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 blah. Like,
He will take notes, but he will, like, he'll go, what's your source of this information?
Chinoa can't. That's actually something that I wanted to talk to you at some point, Brad. I would like to pick up another hindrance.
Yep.
Because I've made Chinoa, illiterate, but there's a hindrance for that,
Oh.
and I'd like to pick that up at some point.
Well, yeah, you need to have it.
Yeah.
and now
Do you want me to spend bounty points on it at some point? Or like...
No, you just gain, well...
So the thing with gaining hindrances is you're either supposed to gain them through plot, or you can technically buy them as a way to try and earn chips back later. I didn't realize it was a hindrance, so I never bought it.
Yeah, just put illiterate on your character sheet.
Cha-ching. Now I've got a hindrance that might actually earn me points if it comes in handy. Like right now, where she can't read up on the shaman stuff without help. No, but don't worry.
That's fine. Just to generate a chip, I'm just like, look, read this paper, and you're like, don't do this to me. I'm like, read it. Ooh.
So
No, but Chinoa's gonna be like, look, you said you had one on shamanism,
yeah,
and you want to release this book to help people, right?
that is the goal. Yeah.
So you wouldn't release it with incomplete information or incorrect information.
Correct.
How do you think you're going to know when your information is complete and correct?
Well, I'm going to leave myself enough for a second edition.
I don't think you understand just how much is going on. I don't think you can have a first edition complete enough to actually help anyone.
I might do a volumes.
This dude is planning out like a fucking encyclopedia
But-
sort of affair.
So you would release them individually?
Yes.
One after another, or all at the same time?
One after the other.
That's very dangerous, don't you think?
Well, I have a publisher that I have a deadline.
You have a publisher?
Well, I have a publisher lined up.
Oh, have they accepted your contract?
They've given me a year,
All right.
which is why I'm heading out west.
What's the publishing house? Just so I can keep an eye out for when the book is released, of course. That whole publishing house is going to vanish off the face of the earth in the next couple of weeks.
He again looks really reluctant to say. Can you do another persuasion?
No, don't make me do this. No, that explodes. Do I want to spend a chip? Is this important enough to spend a chip? Absolutely not. Do I want to? Kind of.
What did you get?
I got a 5. Well, 4. But he rolls d12s.
There's a little bit of bullshit, but he says it's the publisher's still up in the air at the moment. It's nothing's concrete, so I'm loath to name drop I might not end up going with that publisher.
Well, I mean,
What if you could have it proven to you that you don't know nearly enough to finish this book in a year?
What do you mean?
Would you reconsider publishing it if you understood the spectrum of the situation?
No, I would publish in another volume.
don't worry so much about that. I think I've got some friends of mine that might be able to give him a more comprehensive view, make sure that none of his facts is wrong.
Janelle's looking at you like, I don't want this guy to die because he's stupid.
You don't mind me asking, where are you all heading?
Oklahoma.
For what reason, if you don't mind me prying?
I had a dream.
A dream about Oklahoma? What's there for you?
It was a very compelling dream. Someone's gonna need to stop Janelle.
All right, I'm investigating a case, series of disappearances.
Okay. Is it something that would potentially belong in the book? If it were to come to light?
I don't think anything belongs in the books you're writing.
It is of concern to the general public in a way, but it is mostly something that concerns our dear Whateley friend.
You wouldn't, forgive me for being forward, but you wouldn't be opposed to me accompanying you? Just to see firsthand.
I would.
I can assure you I'm no trouble and I can handle myself.
Are we going anywhere near? Is Oklahoma City a thing yet?
We all just need to get out our maps, I guess.
We're going through that kind of area.
We're going through the Coyote Confederation.
Yeah, that's naturally. Yeah. What am I talking about? That's not real. It's not going to be on It's not going to be on Google Maps.
Oh my god, were you getting up Google?
I'm on Google Maps because I was trying to figure out where Denver was.
Oh my god.
Denver's in Colorado.
Yeah, well, I know that now. Will we be passing through any like major towns?
You'll be stopping off at Perry. It's on the eastern side of Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, actually, I see Perry.
You'll be getting off at Perry most likely and horsing it the rest of the way across the state. I can assure you strict anonymity in whatever I publish, and of course any information I gather whilst in your company, I will omit certain details of your request, provided it's not going to distort the truth.
Look, this guy's not a bad guy. I'm actually like he's doing other than the whole phrenology thing.
Yeah.
But like,
Chanel is just like, I'm not super comfortable with you coming with us.
tell you what, as I said, I know some people, and I believe that some of them will be at Perry. When we get off there, I can point you in the direction. This case is a little, you don't seem like you're quite suited enough for this kind of field work, if you know what I mean. It's less chasing down tall tales and more what you saw in the carriage back there.
With all due respect, Mr. Graves, it was I who shot off those rapscallions. Not discounting your involvement, of course.
Fucking better not. We'll need to pick up supplies and stuff in Perry. We'll probably be there, like, we'll rest there for a day and then go off, right?
I have no money.
I have some money. That was not a brag.
Sorry, that was a lie. I have 10 cents.
Humble brag.
Yeah, humble brag. I have cash. That's the most unrealistic part of this game is spending money.
Yeah, yeah. Wilhelm and Chinoa aren't getting paid by anyone.
It's true.
Yeah, but no one can live off the land.
Wilhelm does have $10.
That's not bad.
It's a lot of money to be walking around with.
He seems like a good kid, but I don't want him to get black bagged. And
I don't want him there whenever we fight off against what's coming next.
The agency will resort to pretty much any other solution to him before just blackbagging him or his publisher.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll probably offer him a job as a research assistant for them.
Possibly, but you're not sure that this guy is monetarily inclined. He hasn't mentioned like money once.
Yeah. No, he's definitely seems like he's got good, like, as much as he's like, oh, he's digging into the unknown and stuff, and we know that that's not a good thing. He seems like he's doing it for a good reason, which is why I don't want him to get blackbagged. But they might be able to be like, if you come work with us, you'll actually be able to do real good.
You'll actually be providing information for the people who go out there and protect the citizens. Not every citizen is capable of protecting themselves.
What? How crowded is this train? Is there lots of people around?
There's a lot more now that we're all jammed into 3 carriages instead of 4.
Yeah.
All right. Tell you what, how about we shelve this talk about your interesting book and all that, and we'll talk about it more when we get to Perry. It's less around. How about that?
That's quite fine, Mr. Graves.
While we're getting comfortable on the train, Wilhelm's basically gonna be like, I believe I owe you a set of measurements, sir.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. And he will start taking measurements and taking notes, and it all looks like quackery to you.
It is all quackery. Chanel's looking at him like, but like, she's still sitting next. She's
He's
still
doing this on
like
a moving train car. It's crowded as well, and there are a few people making real odd looks at him because like this is weird. Phrenology is very much a thing of the aristocracy, and it's actually kind of fallen out of. I think it's slowly falling out of favor at this point. It's definitely more of like a few decades ago, the aristocracy loved this kind of thing, but I think at the moment it's in decline.
Cool. Wilhelm's going to sit through that for a while.
He doesn't take too long because you get the sense he's picking up that you're not really that keen on this, so he's
getting like the bare minimum. What he
kind
needs.
of rushes through it. Mm-hmm. You guys will reach Perry. You'll be trucking through the night, and you will reach Perry about 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, Grace will have a really uncomfy night, and Chanel just like curls up on Wilhelm's shoulder.
I'll curl up with this guy.
This guy's just like, well, I guess I'll just see you comfortable. And Grace is like, nah, come here, boy.
I need a pillow.
No, it's not even that. Like, I imagine Grace is sitting next to the window, and he's just like, all right, time to sleep. And he just like puts his legs over this guy and like leans up, takes as much of the chair as he can. This guy's just sitting there like, why? But Chanoa's just like, you know, rests her head on Wilhelm's shoulder and dozes off.
So
sweet.
it's about 9 o'clock at night, and you guys have arrived in Perry.
All right. Why don't you come with us to find somewhere to stay?
Oh, well, I will. Don't worry about accommodation. I'll sort it out.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, then I need to speak to the. I'm gonna have to go wake up the local sheriff.
For clarity, is he sorting out his own accommodation or all of us?
All of you.
Oh my god. All right.
Chanoa's so she's so not okay with this. She's like, I think he's buying you off.
Wilhelm coming to the realization I can't be bought off.
So he will take you to a local saloon, and you notice when he is paying for accommodation in the upstairs rooms, his wallet is pretty stacked, and he does pay for a room for you guys and a meal as well.
Oh, it's very nice of him. Yeah.
Is it like that's a proper saloon? There's like music and stuff downstairs, a bar and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty late by the time you get there.
Yeah, Graves is gonna go pretty much straight to bed because he's gonna have to get up tomorrow and do more paperwork.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna have to flob some paperwork off to local people because I'm a marshal, so I can tell them to do that.
Chanoa slept last night on the train, so she's gonna be in the saloon having coffee.
Fun little thing is that Wilhelm, for the bulk of the train ride, once the phrenology stuff was done, Wilhelm actually broke out the Hoyle's Book of Games and was just reading through that.
Yep.
Because this guy's already spilled his hand about knowing about Hux, and Wilhelm's like, well, let's see how good your poker face is.
Yeah. Chanoa, when you're having your coffee, you do get a few weird looks
She's not wearing her face paint. She's not wearing her antlers. She's just wearing her nice, like, saloon girl dress.
Yeah, you do get a few weird looks because, generally speaking, women at a saloon this late at night probably working.
Oh, yeah, and she's unaccompanied at the moment because I'm assuming you guys all left.
Oh, okay, yeah, fuck. Yeah, no, Wilhelm would have basically been like, I'm retreating for the night, gone to his room and been like, I gotta keep studying. I lost a solid hour there.
Maybe this is how Chinoa makes money. No, I'm kidding. No, she's just gonna be sitting at the bar, drinking her coffee, pretending she doesn't notice the weird looks that she gets.
So, no one really approaches you, but people like keeping their distance because you're a bit of a stranger, and your night's reasonably uneventful.
Oh, good.
Aside from a few weird looks, you're not 100% sure if it's all that as well. Like, you are pretty close to the Confederation, so
They're probably thinking that I've just come from there.
Yeah.
No, she's gonna stay drinking her coffee until, like, I mean, what time does the bar close? Like midnight or something?
Yeah, around that.
Yeah, so she'll stay until, like, about closing time, and then she'll head up to her room.
Yeah.
And she'll do, she's basically just gonna do rituals through the rest of the night until she has her appeasement back up.
Yeah, how noisy are your rituals?
The only one that would be noisy is singing, so she just won't do that one.
Okay, good. Because otherwise there would have been complaints.
Yeah.
So...
do you mind if I just fill it up? Because she'll just spend all night doing it.
Yeah, but you are going to have to roll me a vigor roll. Because I'm going to start penalising you for skipping sleep. And the more you do it, the harder it's going to be.
Well, I got an ace on that, so I got a 7.
A 7. Cool. So you've gone without sleep for how long now?
I mean, it's only this night. She slept last night on the train.
Okay, so I'm going to give you -1 to your maximum wind.
Alright, -1 to max wind.
Yep.
So at the moment, my maximum wind is 17. And
Yeah.
I have my 6
These will
apiece.
progressively get worse the longer you go without sleep.
She'll sleep eventually.
You'll sleep when you're dead.
She'll be dead sooner or later. So, you know, it works.
In our line of work.
Sooner if you keep skipping sleep.
Exactly.
Hey, it's a problem that solves itself.
The next morning will arrive.
Mm-hmm.
What business do you guys have here?
So,
if any?
I need to go. I probably need to go to the local cop shop.
Yep.
Sorry, the local
there is
sheriff's office.
There is a sheriff's office.
Yeah.
There's no U.S. Marshal here though. It's just a sheriff.
But
Which
is
means
there
you'll-
agency representation in town?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Fuck! I can't just let this guy wander off because even with a name and a description, he could be fucking. It'd be impossible to find him out here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, if we leave town, he's not going to stay in town forever.
No, he's gonna try and follow Wilhelm.
Yeah. All right. To the sheriff's office.
You head to the sheriff's office. You see there is like a small jail, and there is a man who is sitting up at his cot, and you see there's a bed that's right next to the desk in the office, and you see a man asleep in there.
Graves is just going to very lightly knock on the door frame.
Yeah, he doesn't stir. The prisoner looks over at you, and then looks over at the lawman asleep, and just yells out, "Oi!" And this guy like awakens with a start.
Good morning.
He looks up and like, yeah, can I help you?
Yes. I'm afraid that I've got some work for you to do, Sheriff.
No, I'm not the sheriff. I'm just the deputy.
Oh. Well, where is your sheriff?
At home with his wife, I'm guessing.
It's like 9 o'clock, right?
You would have gotten up pretty early. So
Alright.
it's probably about 7:30.
All right, that's fine. I won't
Which
let...
is, but no, like realistically, you should probably be awake.
Yeah,
But
all right. This guy, the sheriff should be here at 7:30.
not necessarily. He could be out doing something.
I suppose. All right, fair point. All right, boy. I'm going to have to ask you to go get the sheriff.
Okay, just all right, let me just get dressed real quick. And yeah, he's gonna take a couple minutes, get dressed, get his gun, all that.
Yeah.
And,
I'll wait here. And if it speeds him along, tell him I'm a federal marshal.
great. And well, if this guy tries to escape, shoot him.
Thank you.
He leaves, and he's probably gone for about 20 minutes. But he does come back with the sheriff, and he's an older gentleman, probably in his mid-40s, and he's got the hat on.
Yeah, he's got the hat.
the
TM.
sheriff's hat. And he's like,
The hat of respect.
U.S. Marshal,
Yes.
what's your business here?
I'm here to report a shooting.
Ah, all right. Take a seat. I'll take a statement.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Graves is just going to be like, I'm investigating it. I'm investigating a series of disappearances. A group of men tried to take my witness into their custody under claims of a bounty. I told them no. They assaulted a federal officer, and I shot them. I shot that one that assaulted me, and I shot the rest of them. When they shot back.
The sheriff like takes the notes, but he's kind of like, it was out of my jurisdiction. It was in native lands.
All right, fair enough. I don't really expect you to do anything, but there's going to be a pile of bodies in the train. So
Yeah, I got notified of that last night.
good. Well then, excellent. Secondly, I'm going to have a dig through some of them and see if there's any evidence or anything like that. So I may need to confiscate some of their property.
I mean, you're a federal marshal.
This is your neck of the woods. I don't want to be rude.
I appreciate the level of respect here, but by all means.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
So you are able to inspect the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
You do find a couple more copies of that same note
Mm-hmm.
from a Deadland pool. It comes with the description of Whateley's, and it doesn't give an exact location, just Deadland pool in Denver, Colorado.
I'm going to take one.
Yeah.
For my own. Or actually, I'm going to take two, actually.
Yeah.
One for me and then one so I can send it back to the agency.
You know that like this isn't stamped with anything. It's not like
It's not like an official.
It's not an official document. It has been like properly printed, but it's definitely, potentially definitely from an underworld source.
Yeah. Do they have any money on them?
They do.
Yeah, Graves is unironically going to take like all of their weapons, all of their ammunition, and all of their money.
All right, I'll write up a list for you.
Thank you. Because Graves is, let's just say, a long way from a resupply when it comes to finances at the moment.
But you carrying all their firearms is going to be an issue.
Oh, yeah, effectively, Graves is just going to sort through it all and get the best pieces, and then there'll be presumably that I can fit the ammunition or whatever. But I don't want to take if they've got 10 rifles, I'm not going to.
As far as where these guys were being kept, they were being kept in like a shed out on the outskirts of town. They were kind of dumped in here last night because the train operator wanted them off the train as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And they've kind of been haphazardly dumped here with all their belongings.
Yeah, excellent.
The sheriff was notified last night, but he was like, I'll do it in the morning. That's where he was this morning.
Yeah, dealing with it.
Yeah.
Good man. Yeah, I guess Graves will go back to the thing and go meet with these guys, and potentially will become our newest traveling companion.
How long is Graves gone in the morning?
He's probably gone for about an hour. Oh no, because he's had to go loot. It's probably 2 hours closer to. But
Alright.
he left at about 7, so he would have been back by about 9:30.
Okay. Noah's going to, at a reasonable time of morning, because, obviously she's been up all night, but probably after she sees Graves leave, because she assumes that's a reasonable time of morning, she's going to go knock on Wilhelm's door.
Just after 7.
Yeah, 7:30ish. I don't know if you'd be awake or not.
Wilhelm probably would be awake. 7:30. That's like sunrise, isn't it?
Yeah, probably a bit after sunrise.
That's a lot more normal in this time period, getting up at sunrise.
Yeah. So yeah, Wilhelm probably would be up. He would just be poring over the book again, making sure he's back to where he understands stuff. So yeah, he'd be like, who is it?
It's Chinawa.
Oh, darling, come on in.
Alright. Chinawa's gonna enter your room. She's gonna close the door behind her, and she's gonna hold out the piece of paper that has this guy's name on it, and she's gonna be like, what does this say?
Wilhelm blinks a couple times.
Yeah, she's holding up essentially your wanted poster at this point. She's like, what does all this say?
Oh, and Wilhelm's just gonna list it off green eyes, pale skin, dark hair, wanted upon reward by one Deadland pool.
Alright, no, that's good. And she's gonna go and sit on your bed, and she's gonna be like, I'm gonna be here for a while. And she's going on a vision quest.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's gonna go psychically attack Denver Pool or whatever his name, Pool.
She's gonna go find out more about him.
She's gonna give him a cosmic swirly.
Yeah. She's gonna pay for 2 hours.
Yes.
and she's gonna spend the first, like, at least hour of that building up appeasement points so that she doesn't, like, completely ruin her appeasement points.
Yeah.
That she's got stored. So, I'm gonna start doing a paint ritual. That is a 9 plus 4. So that's 4 points that she's getting back from that one. She'll do another half-hour painting just to make sure she's got enough for this. That explodes. So that goes up to 19. Target number's 9, so she's going to actually get 8 from that one. And then she's going to specifically summon a spirit guide, aiming for one that will have the information she wants.
So I'm going to end the session there, guys. We'll pick up next time and potentially do some spirit seeking to find more about Declan Poole.
Hopefully we'll find out a little more about him.
I'm gonna drown Declan in a pool.
That
Smooth.
was good try.
Nah, that was dumb.
You're both dumb.
No, no, we're smart. That was dumb.
Yeah.
Deck the Halls starts playing. People with the last name Hall.
Why is he doing this? That's a good question. Maybe you should go figure it out.
No, that would be Bind Spirit, which is ghost medicine, and Genoa doesn't mess with that because she's a good girl.
The goals are good, the methods are bad.
And Wilhelm's just gonna, like, in, like, motions, realize that he's not wearing clothes.
On the side of the trunk, a face starts to form. Wilhelm, you just ripped out of the vision quest and you awaken back in the saloon.